Welcome, explorers of tomorrow. Picture yourself settling in, taking a deep breath, and preparing to cross the threshold of time itself. As we journey into the possibilities, the hopes, and the profound challenges Ray Kurzweil unfurled in The Singularity Is Near. If you're watching or listening to this, you're not just seeking information about a book. You're joining a grand conversation about where humanity has been, where we stand, and the breathtaking horizons that await us. Let's step into Kurzweil's most radical dreams, his cautionary lessons, and his calls to action, layer by layer, epoch by epoch. A prelude, the mind behind the vision. Ray Kurzweil is more than just an acclaimed inventor. He is a relentless explorer of the future. Over the decades, Kurzweil has seen and shaped technological change up close. He's responsible for devices that read text for the blind, for musical synthesizers that have graced rock and pop's greatest hits, and for pioneering voice recognition tech that prefigured Siri and Alexa. But perhaps his greatest gift is this: an unshakable belief that our journey as humans is only just beginning. That invention will continue to rewrite our story, generation after generation. From his earliest days, Kurzweil's life was saturated by invention, curiosity, and a sense of wonder. His family's support for free thought and his fascination with science fiction did more than spark his imagination. They kindled a quest for real answers. Kurzweil's passion is not simply for technology for its own sake, but for technology as a path to what it means to be alive. In The Singularity Is Near, he puts that passion into words, building a story that blends hard data, wild imagination, and deep moral reflection. Let's settle in and let this story unfold. Kurzweil asks us to see history, not just the history of people, but of everything, as a series of stages, or epochs. Each epoch marks a leap, a transformation in how information flows, how intelligence organizes itself, and how life in the universe evolves. Epoch 1. The dawn of information, physics, and chemistry. Our story begins in the deep past, more than 13 billion years ago, as the universe blazes into existence in the Big Bang. Space, time, energy, and matter flicker into being. Atoms coalescing into molecules, stars igniting, galaxies swirling. Kurzweil asks us to see this not as random chaos, but as the roots of organization, the acceleration of complexity. Here, every atom, every molecule, every interaction bears patterns, rules, possibility. Chemistry is nature's first information processing system. The way salt dissolves in water, the way iron rusts in air. All are patterns, rules that the universe discovers and stores. Kurzweil points to periodicity, self-organization, and reactions as harbingers of information's first seeds. But this is just the beginning. The universe is restless. Complexity builds. Atoms bond into molecules, molecules into chains and networks. In this epoch, matter is more than stuff. It is the first medium for storing, sharing, and transforming information. Epoch 2. The second miracle. Biology and DNA now leap forward 2 billion years. On a tiny blue world in an unremarkable galaxy, complexity explodes into something truly uncanny: life. For the first time, matter begins to copy itself, to mutate, to adapt. DNA emerges, an elegant, spiraling library of code that stores the secrets of survival and change. The double helix is, for Kurzweil, a milestone, a molecule that is both hard drive and program, blueprint and building block. Now, information is not only stored, but actively used and rewritten. Life diversifies, evolves, learns to sense and respond. The world filled with cells, then plants, then animals. Through mutation, selection, symbiosis, DNA writes and rewrites its operating system, finding ways to outlast, outwit, and outperform competition. Life is now not just chemistry. It is creativity, organization, evolution. Here lies the seed of all further transformation, the ability to learn, to copy, to improve. Epoch 3. Mind unleashed. Brains and pattern recognition. The next great leap is the brain, Organisms with nervous systems emerge, able to sense and act, to remember, and, eventually, to think. First, it's simple. Worms that feel, fish that dart away from shadow. But evolution is relentless. Over millions of years, brains become more intricate, able to recall, compare, and plan. With the rise of mammals and then primates, brain power multiplies beyond survival, into curiosity, play, innovation. Kurzweil is fascinated by brains because they are, at their core, pattern recognition machines. Your brain doesn't simply record the world, it interprets it, finds structure in noise, connects the dots. This is the power behind language, art, and friendship. Memory, emotion, forethought, all are structures of pattern, honed by millions of generations of natural selection. Here, too, information accelerates. You learn from your parents, from your peers. Communities pass on stories, warnings, secrets. The mind becomes a crucible for the next leap. Culture. Epoch 4. The first artificial leap. Technology and human creation. From mammoth bones to microchips, this act is humanity's special gift. It is where human intelligence reaches outside itself to create tools, machines, and eventually, systems for manipulating matter and energy. The pace increases with each generation. Language, writing, mathematics, printing, steam, electricity, computing, the internet. Kurzweil's law of accelerating returns comes alive here. Each breakthrough builds on all before, creating a feedback loop. Advances in one domain, say metallurgy, unlock progress elsewhere, say navigation or transportation. Today's world is the product of this runaway creativity. Billions of people using smartphones, orbiting satellites, robotic arms. And yet Kurzweil reminds us, this is only the prelude to the greatest leap of all. Epoch 5. Man and machine merge. The singularity approaches. Now, Kurzweil says, we stand on the threshold. Artificial intelligence, already making headlines with self-driving cars, translation apps, and superhuman game players, is quickly approaching human-level cognition. But once it does, Kurzweil predicts, something astonishing happens. A vertical takeoff, a runaway acceleration. Machines upgrade themselves, add new capabilities, learn at digital speeds. The intelligence of a planet that once took billions of years to emerge now increases 1,000-fold in a handful of months. The boundaries blur, then disappear. Humans implant brain-computer interfaces, upload memories, augment senses. Nanobots protect from disease, optimize performance, and even tweak emotions. Artificial intelligence moves from tool to colleague, then from colleague to co-creator. Kurzweil envisions a world where being human is redefined over and over again, as hybrid, as augmented, as pattern and code. Epoch 6. Intelligence saturates the cosmos. The universe wakes up. The final epoch is the most speculative and the most awe-inspiring. Once intelligence transcends biology, once consciousness and invention become limitless, Kurzweil posits that life's next project will be the transformation of the universe itself. Physical matter is no barrier. Nanotechnology and machine intelligence can restructure stars, planetary systems, even the fabric of space-time. The cosmos becomes saturated with creativity, self-awareness, exploration. Kurzweil invites us to imagine a universe that isn't drifting toward heat death, but toward infinite meaning. Where life is no longer a speck, where life becomes the destiny of everything that is. Let's pause and reflect. What ties these 6 epochs together? For Ray Kurzweil, the answer is simple: pattern. Information is the substrate of reality, whether it is the arrangement of quarks, the base pairs of DNA, or the neural networks in our brains. Everything we are, everything we create, everything we will become, emerges from patterns, learned, transformed, passed down, combined. Pattern recognition built our brains. Pattern matching is the soul of artificial intelligence. And the acceleration of pattern complexity is the engine driving the singularity. Kurzweil's vision is underpinned by a radical optimism. He believes that evolution trends toward greater intelligence and greater complexity, and that with every leap, new doors open: creativity, beauty, and compassion. But he does not ignore the shadows. Kurzweil warns that acceleration also means risk. The faster and more powerful our technology becomes, the higher the stakes for mistakes, misuse, or catastrophic failure. Patterns are not just seen by the mind. They are the very fabric of life and technology. From the double helix spiraling in every cell, to the circuits computing in supercomputers, to the neural pathways that spark thought, pattern is the universal language. As humans, we naturally seek meaning in patterns. We recognize faces, learn languages, create music, and even predict the weather by detecting order and chaos. Our minds have evolved to detect and use patterns, and this gift is what enables both culture and civilization. Now, as Kurzweil points out, machines are learning to do the same. Artificial intelligence systems analyze vast streams of data, recognize patterns from images to speech to complex decision-making scenarios. As they improve, machines learn not only to mimic human recognition, but to surpass it. This convergence of pattern recognition in biology and technology forms the heart of Kurzweil's argument. The merging of human intelligence with the computational intelligence of machines will lead to a new form of intelligence, one that is more powerful and creative than either alone. How do we get from the earliest computers that filled rooms to today's smartphones, and beyond to machines that seem to think for themselves? Kurzweil takes us on a journey through the evolution of technology, showing us that each step is part of a larger accelerating curve. He explains how computation power has been doubling roughly every 2 years, a trend known as Moore's Law. This means computers today operate millions of times faster than the computers of just a few decades ago. He highlights advances in artificial intelligence, showing how today's systems can recognize faces and photos with remarkable accuracy, translate languages instantly, and even drive cars autonomously. But Kurzweil insists that progress is no longer just about raw computing power. The convergence of multiple disciplines, genetics, nanotechnology, robotics, and cognitive science, is what will propel us into the singularity. Take, for example, wearable technology and virtual reality. These are early steps toward fusing the digital and physical worlds. Smart glasses already show us digital information overlaid on our real environment, and virtual reality immerses us fully in synthetic worlds. Kurzweil predicts that such systems will become seamless extensions of our senses and cognition. In the not-so-distant future, he envisions brain-computer interfaces allowing direct communication between mind and machine, making the boundaries between us and our tools disappear. Importantly, Kurzweil is not just focused on gadgets. His vision includes medical technology that can eliminate diseases once considered incurable, nanobots that repair the body from within, and enhancements that increase intelligence, memory, and creativity. This convergence, he argues, will redefine what it means to be human. Artificial intelligence is moving beyond narrow, specialized tasks to general intelligence that can think, learn, and innovate across domains. Kurzweil explains how artificial neural networks, computing systems modeled on the human brain, are already achieving impressive results in image recognition, speech understanding, and even creativity. He predicts that by the late 2020s, AI will achieve human-level general intelligence, able to perform any intellectual task a human can. After that milestone, the pace of progress will become even faster, as AI systems will improve themselves independently. This recursive self-improvement leads to what Kurzweil calls a runaway intelligence explosion. By the mid-21st century, machines could be billions of times more intelligent than humans, transforming science, technology, art, and society in ways we can barely imagine today. Kurzweil does warn that such power carries tremendous risks. We need to focus urgently on making sure AI systems share our values and act in ways aligned with human well-being. The arrival of superintelligence will fundamentally challenge existing norms and institutions. Kurzweil stresses the importance of ethical research, global cooperation, and clear policy frameworks to navigate this transition safely. Another compelling thread in Kurzweil's vision is the profound changes technology will bring to the human body and mind. Genetics. With breakthroughs like CRISPR and other gene editing tools, we are approaching the ability to cure previously fatal diseases, prevent inherited disorders, and even enhance physical and cognitive traits. Kurzweil envisions a future where parents might choose not only health, but also intelligence or creativity for their children. While this holds promise for eliminating suffering and expanding human capacities, it also raises deep ethical questions about equity, consent, and identity. Kurzweil invites us to prepare for these changes thoughtfully, balancing innovation with responsibility. Nanotechnology. Nanotechnology will enable machines smaller than cells to operate inside our bodies. These nanobots could repair damage, clear toxins, and boost brain function. Imagine a future where aging is halted or reversed, and disease becomes a relic of the past. At the same time, Kurzweil highlights the importance of oversight, since such technology could be misused or cause unforeseen harm. Robotics and brain-machine interfaces. Robots are increasingly taking over repetitive or dangerous tasks, and soon will collaborate closely with humans. Brain-machine interfaces will allow us to control devices directly with thought, restore functionality to those with disabilities, and expand memory or perception. Kurzweil anticipates a blending of human and machine intelligence, where augmented individuals can create, learn, and explore far beyond today's limits. Kurzweil dives into the most profound questions. What is consciousness? Can machines be conscious? What does it mean to be human? He suggests that if consciousness arises from complex patterns of information, then sufficiently advanced machines may exhibit forms of awareness. Kurzweil envisions a future where digital minds might experience creativity, emotions, and self-awareness. With technology enabling mind uploading, digital afterlives, and preservation of memory, the boundary between life and death shifts. Kurzweil's view is that immortality is no longer a fantasy, but can be seen as the preservation and continuous renewal of our unique informational patterns. This raises new philosophical and spiritual questions about identity and meaning in a world where life and intelligence transcend biology. Kurzweil addresses skeptics who question his timelines, the feasibility of AI consciousness, or the risks involved. He provides extensive data to support his claims about exponential growth and technological capability. While acknowledging uncertainty and challenges, he insists that ignoring the coming changes is more dangerous than preparing for them. Kurzweil sees progress as inevitable, but emphasizes the need for ethical stewardship. The singularity is not just a technological event, it is a social and ethical turning point. Kurzweil urges us to engage actively in shaping the future, through education, policy, global cooperation, and personal readiness. He stresses the importance of compassion, creativity, and wisdom in navigating rapid change. Individuals can prepare by focusing on health, lifelong learning, and emotional intelligence. Collectively, humanity must develop institutions capable of guiding technology for the good of all. Imagine a world transformed. You wake with a body free of disease, enhanced by nanotech. Your thoughts connect instantly to the entirety of human knowledge. Education is personalized, creativity flows like never before. We explore distant worlds with robotic avatars. Yet challenges persist. Inequality, privacy, new conflicts. Kurzweil's futures are full of promise and warning. Kurzweil closes by connecting the singularity to timeless themes. Singularity is a point where old rules break, revealing the infinite potential of life and intelligence. He views technology as a tool for extending creativity, compassion, and meaning. Kurzweil invites us to embrace the future with courage and curiosity. If you found this journey into The Singularity Is Near thought-provoking, consider diving deeper with Ray Kurzweil's full text. You will discover a treasure trove of ideas, predictions, and reflections that challenge and inspire. If you want to buy this book, the link is in the description below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into the future of science, technology, and humanity. Thank you for listening. Stay curious.